It is Christina Kay. I feel like not that long ago I said on the air, I want to chill with AJR so bad. So even though it's on Zoom, we're having a chill Zoom right now, guys.
Oh my God.
You manifested
Did you
it.
really say that on the air?
I'm all like 2023 has been the year of manifestations for me. Every time I say something good or bad, something like related to it kind of happens. So I
Give an
truly
example.
I said I wanted to travel more this year, and I've been on close to 10 trips, like places I've never been. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
okay.
Wow.
That's my favorite example. But like this one's a good one too.
There you go.
We're here.
I mean, you guys are New Yorkers, so I'm a New Yorker, so it's in my blood. So I feel like we have to chill.
We have to.
We have
Sorry,
to.
you might hear whining in the background. I have a brand new puppy, and he's like,
Oh my God, what an angel. Okay, that's the real star. Tell me all about Pup.
his name is Blue, and it's like he does want to get down from the bed, but then when I bring him down, he wants to get back up. So it's unclear why he's whining.
Do you think he's like getting used to the environment?
I don't know. I think he just likes complaining about everything.
He's a human then.
You hear that?
Just
Yeah,
like
it's
his dad.
very human-like. Yeah.
How old's the puppy?
He's only like 15 weeks, brand new.
Oh, so he's playful.
Yes, he is.
I have the opposite. My dog just turned 15 and he just wants to sleep all day.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the case with this one. I have another dog as well.
Oh my goodness.
And then I panned like 10 more dogs. It just doesn't end.
I'm obsessed. I love it. That's what like my whole TikTok is. It's like Disney stuff or dogs or like new music, which you guys have been, you're familiar with that. Your songs have been used all over TikTok.
They have. Yeah.
Good segue.
Yeah, great segue.
Is there a song that like surprised you the most that ended up on TikTok?
Yeah, I think World's Smallest Violin was that for us. We wrote that. If we had to pick one song off of that album that we never thought would be a single, what a hair.
Yeah, big one.
It would have been World's Smallest Violin. It's just such a weird little ditty, and we did it just purely for the fans. And so that's why it's just really cool, the new world that we're living in with TikTok now, where anything could be a single. It's completely up to the audience.
Have like any of your songs gotten remixed in a weird way on TikTok yet?
Did the good part have? Like,
Oh,
remixes?
it did like can we skip to the good part? Ding dong, you're
Oh, I've used that. I'm guilty of that.
You've arrived because you're saying because you travel a lot. That's perfect.
Yeah, I literally just used it earlier this month for a trip to Turks and Caicos. I was like, it's the perfect like segue,
Right.
For like
So,
hey, where I'm going, guys.
Right. Yeah.
It's fully not what we wrote the song about. It's just so funny
so
the
cool,
world
though.
that we live in. We wrote it about like the career that we were in, where it felt like we were just kind of stilted. Nothing was happening with the band. Can we just skip this part and go to the part where we're, successful already? Sorry.
Isn't it funny though? Because like you say, you write the music for the fans, but like you have an interpretation in your head, and then everyone just takes it. That's the beauty of music, though. Like you can just interpret it however you feel.
Completely.
It's the incredible part of music. Yeah, it almost doesn't matter why we wrote it. It matters how you listened to it.
Yeah. Do you feel that like working with your brothers, is it like you guys all relate to a song differently, or because it's like in your blood, you kind of all agree on the meaning?
That's a really good question. I think it's both. I think there's some songs that are like, I know you wrote this about this specific thing in your life, but wow, I'm going through the same thing coincidentally. And so I can now relate to my thing. But some of the songs are very much about our three shared experience.
Yeah. How is it working? Like, be honest. How is it? Because I have a twin and I know like we used to do everything together. So now when we work together, we appreciate it because it doesn't happen all the time. But you guys are like kind of always together.
Yeah. No, it's so funny. This is 100% true. We never fight when it comes to the band or music like
That's
that. No. Yeah. When we fight, it's all personal stuff, like family stuff. Ryan and I, we write the songs and Ryan produces, and literally never once has there been an actual argument. Yeah. There's only ever just a debate. I think this is better, and Ryan does it, and then we talk for 30 seconds, and then one of us convinces each other. It's just because like we've been doing it so long, and I think we now literally know what each other are really good at. So like you're gonna have to deal with the puppy bumping into the camera the whole time.
Okay, he's allowed.
Yeah, no, for instance, like Ryan is much more, has much more involvement with the lyrics. So if we're debating a lyric that's like emotional and Ryan is like, no, trust me, this is going to make people cry or this is going to hit harder, I'm just going to stop debating and just trust him. As opposed to like me, where I'm a little more on the melody side. If I'm like, no, Ryan, this is going to be a more anthemic or catchy melody, he just stops and trusts me. So it's become a pretty easy working relationship.
That's awesome. And there's definitely a built-in trust there that if you're like starting with bandmates that you've never met before, like that's a lot harder to build than brothers.
100%. Trust is really important in a partnership or a work relationship. You just have to like, you're not going to be good at everything. You just have to let it go sometimes.
Yeah. And full honesty is probably the most important thing,
Yeah.
where you could say, that's a bad idea, we need to nix that, and not worry about offending the person.
I spend all day nixing Ryan's ideas. That's all we do.
I can't get enough of it.
That's all I do.
You vibe off of it.
Loves it.
So good.
Loves it.
So congrats on the new album out now. So exciting.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This one's definitely a more personal album for you guys.
It is, yeah. We had a crazy couple years writing this album. All this crazy stuff happened to us in our personal life, with family stuff. It just felt like the universe was just like giving us song topic after song topic. And so we just kind of took it all in and made definitely the most personal, definitely the most emotional album we've ever made. I think with this one, for some reason, we were less focused on production. I think the production's still cool, but on past albums, it was very much like, how do we make snare sounds and crazy trumpet sounds that no one's ever done before? And that wasn't on the forefront in our mind for this album. The forefront was, how do we write the most emotional songs possible? And then we ended up just like doing pretty like basic kind of like acoustic instruments and real drum sets and a lot of real instruments that we've never really done before. But that felt like it was the right sonic palette for what we were talking about.
I've always like felt like your music is real topics, but like with a positive spin. Was it harder for this album to continue that?
That's a great question. Yeah, definitely. I guess we did lean. Maybe there's one song where that's like the real thing, which is like the dumb song or song. Maybe that's like the one that we like, not formulaic one, but that's like the one very AJR concept that you mentioned. But I think everything else we felt like we couldn't be ultra positive, because when stuff is not going so well in your life, trying to make a exciting, positive party song is just gonna come out fake. Fans are so smart when they listen to music. They see right through anything that seems like fraudulent or anything like that.
But I think to be devil's advocate there, our personalities, we don't go around telling everybody we're all doomed. Like, we're not depressing people. So I think it finds its way to the music.
Yeah. I said I got that vibe from you guys.
Right. Yeah. No, that's actually a good point. Like, it may be in the form of like pushing it down or like suppressing your issues and saying, no, everything's fine. Like, even when it's not.
I think there's always some ironic twist in there, or like maybe like our song Touchy Feely Fool is about someone that really wronged us in our family that we then wish that we could hate them, but we can't help but like love them. It's kind of from that idea. There's a happy backing track there. There's a upbeat clap with this really depressing kind of concept. So I think we can't help but inject a little bit of irony or positivity.
I was wrong.
Yeah, cut out everything he said.
I was wrong.
I love that though, because I feel like we're living in such a negative world. So when you find like rays of sunshine, like you guys bring to music, it's like, hold on to that, like embrace that. So keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
that.
It's fun for me too on the air because I like the more happier songs when I'm playing them. Some of the slower songs I'll turn down a little bit, but you guys, I'm always blasting and singing along. We got to talk about the video for Yes, I'm a Mess though. Cause I remember when that came out and you guys were like, we spent all this money on a video, but no, Jack's going to be Elmo.
It's a completely true story. We spent a lot of money. It was like our biggest video budget for the album that we were given.
The original video.
We spent a lot of money.
So it wasn't a bad video by any means. It just like, we have such a vision when it comes to music videos, and I guess not so much a vision, but like a feeling, right? So like, oh, this is the visual that is gonna work and gonna give the song the best, life. And it was like, it's not even worth going into what the video was. It just didn't work. At the end of the day, like, I think we had a vision and we saw the cut and it was just like, this is not going to do the song justice. I feel like maybe we'll diminish it a little bit. And we just said, we don't feel comfortable, artistically putting that out. And we literally, the story was the stakes were high. Like, we had to get a video out. And I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden I was just like, okay, Times Square, those characters that try to get tourists to take photos with them. What if I dressed up as Elmo and did that? And that's the video. And then it kind of evolved and devolved also from there.
It's amazing. Why Elmo? Well, why that character?
I honestly, it's the first one that came to my mind. I think it's probably the most popular one out there because in the video you could see I'm like hanging out with like 6 other Elmos. I thought it'd be funny to just be one.
Tallest, thinnest Elmo, though. I've never seen an Elmo in Times Square that taller. That
They noticed very quickly that I was a little different. They were like, "Where did you get that costume?" They were like questioning me, interrogating me a lot.
But I feel like those are the ones that like I would go towards. The ones that are like totally not what the characters like at all, you know?
None of them were dancing either in the way that I.
No, I like the little Rockette kicks you had going on there.
Those two, they were like both Minnie Mouses, right? So they like saw me dancing around. And then they were like, let's do a video of us dancing. I was like, oh, awesome. And so we do the kick line. And then right after they're like, you know, it's really cold out. You should really pay us for that video. And I was like, oh my God, like this is the most meta I'm supposed to be the scammer. Like now you're scamming the scammer. They're pretty great. They're smart. Yeah.
Are you going to bring some of those moves to the tour, your North American tour coming up?
You mean dress up in the Elmo costume?
Well, like the kicks, maybe not the costume. That would be a little harder to perform.
Oh, the finale of the show will be a long form kick line. And slowly we're gonna invite audience members up and they'll just slowly join and until it just becomes huge.
All these different characters come out on stage.
Yeah, as people just leave because this is not what they paid for.
Or it is what they expected.
Or, yeah.
Tell me about the tour. What do we got planned for it?
This is going to be our best tour ever. I'm just going to go out and say it. I'm really proud of the album, but I'm really, really, really proud of what this tour is becoming. We always try to create kind of illusions and weird stuff on stage, magic and weird effects and stuff. And for this tour, we finally have the chance to play in arenas, which has been like the #1 goal of this entire band. So we finally have the budget to create anything we want on stage and the space of an arena. So we're going to have some crazy, crazy stuff.
What's the venue that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're playing here?
Madison Square Garden. Yes! Yeah, I think we're hopefully going to be able to play 2 Madison Square Gardens.
That's
as well.
That's like the ultimate, the Garden.
Seriously, it's like literally the dream of this band. We could say we have lived our dream now.
Especially growing up in New York. I mean, that's the venue.
We grew up 5 minutes downtown from it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was all about manifestation, right? So you put it out in the universe and it will come to you.
It seems that way. Yeah.
It only took 18 years.
Well, you know, worth the wait though.
Yes.
So we're going to cross that off the list. What else like are we hoping to manifest in the career?
We're in the middle of writing music for a Broadway show.
Yeah.
So Broadway was my first career. So you're speaking my language here.
In what way?
Well, we can talk about that off the air. I'm always like private about that. That's like what I did before radio. So
okay.
I think your listeners want to know.
Yeah,
but okay.
Wait a second. I want to know.
So, like what kind of
So we've always had a dream to write music for a Broadway show, and just weirdly speaking of manifesting, a Broadway producer, like a Tony-winning Broadway producer, this guy Vivek, found us and said, have you ever thought about writing music for a Broadway show? And so it kind of just worked out perfectly. So we're creating, you know, Harold and the Purple Crayon, the kids book, the adult version of that, like the real grown-up version of that.
So if you need anyone to audition, you now have my number here. So let me know.
We found our Harold. There we go.
I got a range, man.
Right.
Well, I am so glad I finally got a chance to talk to you guys. Congrats on everything that's happening. I know the next time I chat with you, it's going to be even more. You'll have played Madison Square Garden.
Crazy. That's crazy to hear out loud.
Yeah, live it up, man. This is the moment.
Thank you.
Well, congrats. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to me, and your new album out now, The Maybe Man, and North American tour coming soon. Congrats, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.